Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines 10th. Yes, 10th. We're on the 10th General Membership Meeting. My name is Attorney Goyo Larrazabal, currently the CICP Director for Legal, Public Policy, and Government Relations. And with me tonight is my co-host, my good friend, Pia Magalona. Pia, hello, Pia. Where are you? How are you?
Hi, hey, hi,
Hey,
Goy.
Pia.
With
Hey,
all due respect and with your permission, I call you Goy tonight. And hello to
sure.
everyone out there in cyberspace, wherever you're watching us from. Yeah, so I'm
And
really so excited. I'm so excited, Goy. You know naman me, when I say I'm excited, literally excited, as in kumakabog talaga yung heart ko. Kasi, especially pag yung topic, di ba? Talagang, I'm so
yes.
passionate about this. So normally, Goy, magkasama tayo sa Tuesday, we
Eh,
talk about voter
yes.
education. Oo. So
Yes,
yeah.
we do it every Tuesday. Now
Yeah.
we're going to continue that. We're going to continue that advocacy with the
Yes.
CICP, di ba?
Yes. So tonight, we're going to be talking about a very, very important topic, which is close to our hearts nga, not only for creators
Yes,
and influencers, but for every Filipino all around the world. Because as you know, election season is almost upon us. Actually, it's upon us. And candidates are, teka, na-excite talaga ako. And candidates are already starting to knock on our doors. I'm gonna knock on your door.
sure.
Making
Bring
promises
on
on
your
how
bell.
to, yeah, making promises on how to make our lives and our country better. And all they ask in return is our one but very, very important vote. So,
Got it. And yep, this evening we will be talking to you about how your right to vote can become a power, your power, that can help shape the future of our country and your life and your loved ones. Kaya naman, inisip namin gawing topic for tonight. You know, voter education is very important for both of us, Pian, and a lot of people. But not only is it timely, but kami dito sa ICP, we thought na we still have dire need of proper voter education programs in the Philippines. No? Many people do it. We do it regularly, Pia. But
mhm.
it needs to be ramped up kasi voter registration is only until September 30, 2021. We all can use the help that we can get kasi deciding sinong leaders natin na ipaasa future ng ating bansa is never easy.
Yeah. So, 'di ba, may mga nakagawian ng ugali and 'di ba? So parang nakasanayan na. And so 'di ba like during the time na nag-interview tayo ng mga guests natin, ang dami ko ring natututunan. So, I hope meron ring mabuksan yung mga mata diyan and learn about, new things, new ideas na kung paano talaga makapili ng tamang kandidato mo, 'di ba?
Exactly. And you know what? Everybody says, no, we want change. We want to make things better. But the change starts with you. And more and more people, especially the young voters, kagaya natin na 25 years old, we realize, sorry, I had to put that in. I
Same
had to
age
make that
pala
serious,
tayo
di ba?
eh.
Teenager pa tayo. Sorry. So
Same
we have
age.
to we have to we have to emphasize to them the importance of registering as voters and voting on May 9, 2022.
Yeah. So dapat action agad, 'di ba? Hindi lang puro politika, salita, salita, salita.
Exactly.
That's our
Exactly.
song
We
eh.
need action, di ba? Sorry. See, I promised I wouldn't sing, but
Ako yung in
I
charge sa
tried.
pag-sing.
Okay.
'Di ba?
Okay.
So yes, so for this evening session, I'm so excited talaga and thank you for inviting me to co-host with you because we will take a deep dive on how your one vote is also a power that can help shape your future. But as we all know, sabi nga ni Uncle Ben, ni Spidey, the great Spidey, with great power comes great responsibility. Pero originally, nagsabi niyan si Voltaire. FYI trivia
Oh, yeah.
for ya. Yon.
Learn
So,
something
kaya
new
we
today, di
should,
ba? Some people learn
yes.
something new.
So, we should all not just exercise our right to vote. And also, I always say it's not just a right, it's a duty. It's our duty. So, bagong kaalaman rin
Yes.
yan, it's a duty. We should make it our priority to become informed voters so that we can end up voting wisely.
Okay.
And to further hammer down our topic, not to hammer it down your throats, but parang sa akin, it's like really information. Ito, importante talaga na kung ayaw mo nga ng FOMO, di ba? Fear of missing out. So, parang hindi in na in tong topic talaga na to ngayon, di ba? So, in the hopes of educating our voters, yung iba, minamasama nila yung word na educate the voters. Hindi, meaning we just need to give more information. So, sana tanggapin natin yon na we all need, information is always welcome, not disinformation. So, especially for the first-time voters, I'm so excited for you guys, first-time voters. So, Goy, you'll be giving your keynote speech, di ba? Excited. First time ko itong mapapakinggan. Wala yun sa ating script. Di ba?
Yes,
So,
yes.
can you give us kaya a sneak peek? Pwede ba yon? May trailer? May trailer ka ba? ng keynote speech mo?
Okay, I want to do the trailer. I want to do a teaser about it. But I said,
Yeah.
I want to do it in a song and dance. But sabi na, wag na lang. Okay na yan. We'll just wait for you na lang to talk about it. So basically,
Bawal
what we
daw,
want, bawal yan eh. Kasi, umuulan ba? Hindi naman, di ba? Okay.
Oo nga.
So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the power you have in your hands, especially the youth voters, the people who haven't yet voted but are excited to participate in the electoral process and make their voice heard. So I'm gonna focus on that and make people understand that, you know, even if you have one vote, your vote can make a difference not only in the country but also even in the city or municipality or even the barangay. So I'm gonna talk about that.
Yes. So kahit hindi ka youth literally, pero first time voter ka, I'm so excited rin for you kasi youth ka pa rin sa pagboboto, di ba? So
Yes,
bagong-bago
yes.
yan para sa'yo. So ma-excite ka, I promise you, ma-excite ka pag bumoto ka. Lalo na pag nakapag-register ka pa lang, excited ka na for sure.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yes.
So,
And
but before I
syempre-
proceed, though, sorry. Go ahead.
Sige, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
go ahead. No.
Go ahead.
Okay, but before I proceed to my keynote speech, how about you guys show some love by sharing this live? Tag your friends in our comment section kasi guys, the more marami tayong ma-inform how to vote properly, mas marami rin makaka-vote wisely in this coming elections. And hopefully, mas marami mag-register as voters. And alam mo naman, you can't vote unless you register. You can't be choosy unless you're a voter. You can't be a voter unless you register as a voter.
Yeah, so ulitin ko lang yung sinabi mo, Goy, na this GMM will not be the same if we're not interacting with you guys. So if you have questions, just comment them down below in our live comment section so that we can tackle them later. Diba? So, all right. So, ready ka na ba, Goy? Attorney?
Ready?
The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Next year, we're going to vote for president hanggang councilor. So president, vice president, we vote for 12 senators, congressman representing your district, a party list representative who will sit in the House of Representatives, governor, vice governor, provincial board members, city or municipal mayor, city or municipal vice mayors, and councilors. That elections will happen on May 9, 2022. For many of you, this will probably be the first time you've registered and will be voting for an elections. I've talked with many youth leaders around the Philippines, influencers, and basically people who love the Philippines, love our country, and they want a better future for not only us, but our loved ones. And they're excited. Even with the pandemic, many people are looking forward to the elections next year. Now, you ask, before we continue, you ask, can we have elections on May 9, 2022, despite the fact that we will probably be still in a pandemic? The answer is resounding yes. Yes, if they ain't heard, and yes again to those at the back who haven't heard. Why? 2020, in the middle of a pandemic around the world, over, I think, 100 countries conducted elections. I guess the most popular for many of us will be the November elections in the US, in which President Biden won convincingly over then President Donald Trump. So the notion that you cannot have elections in the pandemic should be shoved aside. Wala na, forget about it. We should now focus on making sure that we help COMELEC to have a safe and healthy elections. You go back and ask, but can we have elections next year in the Philippines? Is there an example we can look to show that you can have an electoral exercise that is safe and healthy? In fact, we do. Last March, there was a plebiscite held in the province of Palawan where at over 61% of the registered voters in that province went to the polling precincts, went to the voting centers, and cast their vote on whether or not the province of Palawan will be divided into three. The proposal for the splitting of the province uh, was rejected. But more important than the results was the fact that over 61% of those who were registered voters went out and voted. Now, you say 61% is low. Actually, 61% for a general elections, a presidential elections is low. But for a plebiscite, it's extremely high. When I was still in Comelec, the turnout would normally be about 20 to 30% on a good day. So 61% is very high. So you can replicate that actually next year. So now, so we're excited. We want to vote. We want to register. We want to vote because we want to make our voice heard. First thing you do, if you want to vote, if you haven't registered and you want to register as a voter, you go to the Comlec website, comlec.gov.ph. You can find so much information in that website about registering as a voter. You can even download the registration form. Now, if you want to set up an online application form, or set up an online application, fill up an online application form, you can go to irish.comlec.gov.ph and fill up the form. I have make sure that when you type, your hands are clean, and you don't want to get your keyboard dirty. And you set up an online application. You set an online application to go to the Comlec office. But you can do. You can actually just go to the Comlec office in the city or municipality where you live in, and bring two IDs: proof of identification and proof of residence. Now, proof of identification, generally it's a driver's license or a postal ID. But if you're a student, I don't have my student's ID anymore. But if you're still a student, even if you have a student ID last year, you can still use that to register as a voter. That is identification that is allowed by COMELEC to be presented as proof of your identity. Now, if you don't have that, bring your parents. Sasabihin mo, Mom, Dad, punta tayo sa COMELEC. Tulungan mo ako magparehistro. As long as you can prove to the election officer or election assistant who will be there to assist you on your identity, you're good to go. Second one is a proof of residence, meaning to say that you reside in that place. Normally, that's a proof of billing or utility bill, water, electricity, cell phone, credit card. But if you don't have that, again, you go to your parents. Then you can ask them to accompany you, and they can show the proof of billing under their name, and they have to bring your birth certificate as proof that you are their child. Now, marami doon, you look like your parents, obviously. Yeah, that's proof already. No, seriously, you could bring your parents, as long as what's important is you show proof of your identification and proof of residency. Your parents or your sibling can assist you there. Now, voting. Voting is a right and privilege at the same time that we Filipinos have. As long as you're 18 years of age on or before election day, you are a citizen of the Philippines, you are a resident of the Philippines or for 1 year and a resident in the city municipality where you intend to reside in 46 months before registration, and you're not disqualified by law, you can register as a voter. I saw the hashtag kasi. I saw the slogan, pwede maging choosy sa 2022. Paano ka maging choosy kung hindi ka nga botante? So, you need to register first. Now, like I mentioned, registering as a voter is a privilege and right. But I want to take it a step further. I want you to realize that it's your power. When you vote, that's a power you have. Especially for the youth voters. I'm sure, because I do this sometimes to my nephews and nieces, who are doctors already now. the elderly have a tendency to tell the younger generation that no, do this, do that, do this, do that. No, choose this one because I know what I'm saying because I'm older than you. Do this, or let's eat here, let's eat there, let's buy this, let's buy that. But you know what? When you actually vote, there's no one looking behind you and say, "We shade this oval, shade that oval." There's no one saying that don't vote for this person, vote for that person. At that particular time, in one of the most important acts a citizen of the Philippines can do, you are your own person. You can tell the world how you feel. Obviously, you can't show them your ballot, but that's telling the world that this is my voice. This is my contribution to Philippine democracy. This is my telling the world that I have a stake in the future, not only myself, not only my loved ones, not only my family, but the country as a whole. How often in life will you get that opportunity to make such an impact in the future of our country as compared to voting? How? This is one of the very few things. And I envy the youth now. I envy the young voters because unfortunately I wasn't as active as I should have been when I was younger in encouraging people to register and vote. But I get emotional sometimes when I talk to young voters, mga 20-year-olds, and they have that passion, they have that drive, they have that enthusiasm about having a role in the democracy that many people of my age did not have when we were younger. And that's heartwarming because that says to me that the future is not that bad because the young want more voice, want their voice heard in our democracy. So later on, it's very exciting because we have two experts, two guys whose opinion I value, two guys who can share with you information about registration, information about voting, information about elections, not only in the Philippines, but in other countries, Europe, Asia, the US, South America, other countries who have taken that step regularly, to make to conduct elections. So please take this opportunity to listen to them, listen to what they say, and use that information to be the light for others to follow. Everybody's looking for a beacon of light. We're in the dark. We're in the dark now. We need to find the direction. Be that light we're looking for. Be that light for your family. Be that light for your community. Be that light for the country. And show the world that we can make this a better place together. We do it together. So I don't want to make my speech long because I think, like I mentioned, I want more discussion towards with our guest panelists today. I hope you were able to learn more about how powerful your single vote is in shaping our country's future. And I hope you register. And if you've already registered, I hope you vote on May 9, 2022. So, Pia, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Pia.
Yes, of course, I'm here, very intently listening to your keynote speech. Very inspiring, of course. And of course, the most important part there is for the youth or for the first-time voters, it's agency. Di ba tawag sa ganyan? Yung para
Yes.
magkaroon mo ng power. Sa sarili mo
Yes.
lang yon, di ba? Sarili mo lang yon. Yung iyon na yon, di ba? So, masarap yan kasi it's your own talaga, pag-aari mo yon, di ba? Nasa palad mo. Yeah, so, and of
Your
course,
vote, your future.
yes, diba? And that's your life. So, and of course, to supplement our cost for voting, we are in partnership with Vote Pilipinas, who we've also interviewed already on our show before.
Yes,
A
yes.
non-profit, non-partisan online and offline information campaign aimed at mobilizing Filipinos to register to vote for the upcoming national and local 2022 elections. And to know more about Vote Pilipinas, please watch this.
Noong halalan 2019, higit 70 milyong Pilipino ang maaaring bumoto. 62 milyon dito ang rehistrado, ngunit 47 milyon lamang ang bumoto. 31% sa mga ito ay kabataan. Bawat boto ay mahalaga. Bilang opisyal na katuwang ng COMELEC para sa voter education, layunin ng Vote Pilipinas na hikayatin ang bawat Pilipino na magparehistro para makaboto sa darating na halalan 2022. Ngunit hindi namin ito kaya ng mag-isa. Matutulungan mo kaming hikayatin ang mamamayang Pilipinong bumoto sa pamamagitan ng Voter Registration Mobilization Plan o VRMP. Layunin nitong siguraduhin na lahat ng maaaring bumoto sa inyong komunidad ay rehistrado. Paano ka nga ba makakatulong? Maging community partner ng Vote Pilipinas. Magsagawa ng Registered Ka Na Ba survey at alamin kung ilan ang eligible voters sa inyong komunidad. Hikayatin silang gamitin ang Voter Registration Service Test Tool ng Vote Pilipinas para malaman ang lahat ng kailangan upang makapagparehistro. Mag-organisa ng pulong upang palawakin ang kaalaman ng iyong komunidad tungkol sa kahalagahan ng pagpaparehistro. At ipaalam ang mga strategies at incentives na pwede nilang makuha para mahikayat silang magparehistro. Ang boto natin ay ang boses natin. Tulungan mo kaming hikayatin ang mamamayang Pilipinong gamitin ang kanilang karapatang bumoto. Samahan mo kami sa pamamagitan ng Voter Registration Mobilization Plan. Para sa karagdagang detalye, makipag-ugnayan sa amin sa partnerships@votepilipinas.com. Bisitahin din ang aming website at i-follow ang aming social media accounts para sa latest updates.
So guys, please register so that you can exercise your power to vote in the upcoming May 9, 2022 elections. Just remember, the deadline to register is September 30, 2021. Don't wait for the last minute. Do it now.
Yeah, that's like 2 months to go. A few months talaga. Couple.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Yeah. So now, here's the most exciting part. One of the most exciting parts, of course, of the monthly general membership meeting. It's our fireside chat. So allow me to introduce our panelists. First of all, we have former COMELEC Commissioner Louis Tito Gia. So nice to see you again. Hello, yes.
Salamat,
and also,
salamat.
yes, welcome here, Telibert Laok, who's the co-founder, Demographic Insights Group. It's really nice to meet you, Telibert.
Hi, Pia. Hi, Goyo.
Hello. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And tonight's fireside chat will be moderated, of course, by the one and only Attorney Goyo Larrazabal. So, all right, Attorney Goy, I'll leave you to it, and I'll be back in a bit. Take it away.
Thanks, Pia. Hey everybody, kumusta na kayo this evening? Kumusta na mo ha? Are you guys okay? Are you doing okay?
We're good.
We're good.
Thank you for having us.
And you know what? I just want to tell you that it's a pleasure and honor to have a former Comelec commissioner who I had the pleasure to work with before. Nice guy, advocate of several of some changes to make things better for elections, and also first time we have it, Telibert Lauk, co-founder Democratic Insights Group, a guy who's been around the world and could share with us information about how elections is conducted in other countries, and we can use that example, those insights, to make things better for the Philippines next year. So, again, welcome to our Fireside Chat. We're so excited to hear the thoughts of our panelists regarding topics for the evening. So, di na nato padugayon. Let's not make it let's not delay anything further, but there are 4 topics I want to discuss tonight with the both of you, because I think your insights will help our viewers. First is the status of voter registration. Com Louis, what do you think of the status of voter registration now, especially with the announcement of ECQ and NCR next week?
No, it's going to be problematic, because, when it's ECQ, offices are usually asked to hold very limited face-to-face and in-person meetings. So, and as you know, our registration require in-person process. Like, you have to submit your biometrics. Hindi kasi maiiwasan yun, no? So, tingin ko, wait and see tayo. Hintayin natin kung ano sabihin ng COMELEC dito.
Tama.
So, yun yung nakakakaba kung maka-accommodate yung mga, tingin ko, mga milyong tao pa na gustong magparehistro.
Tama, no? But it's only NCR.com, di ba? NCR, just a few cities. But the others, if you are GCQ or MGCQ, pwede pa magparehistro, di ba?
Tamang-tama. Dapat i-emphasize pala yon kasi doon lang sa medyo may problema, no? But just the same way, kung magkaparehistro, yung kaukulang pa rin, pag-iingat, like face mask, face shields, and distancing, we should be doing that. But let's not forget to register. It's very important. The election is very important for our country.
Tama. Telibert, what do you see? You're in Manila now. I heard that you're supposed to be in another country. You're supposed to observe the electoral process in another country, but due to the lockdown, you're in the Philippines. So, what have you been observing so far in the processes in voter registration in the Philippines?
So Philippines, I think I have seen the numbers. I think as far as I have seen, there's encouraging to see COMELEC is able to register a good number. I think they initially targeted for 4 million, and I think they are close to that number, if not past it a little bit. So it's I think kudos to the young and also to the COMELEC to be able to do that kind of process. Now elsewhere in the world, there are a number of different situations. Other places there's an automatic registration. Once you turn 18, you have a driver's license or a government ID, you get registered right away in the system. There are others that people have to go out, similar to us. Other places, people will have to go out and ask people to register. They have the same issues regarding accessibility and all that, but the parties, in many other places, parties are active. Political parties are active, and they drum up the interest, and they encourage their supporters, those who they think will support them, to go out and vote. Lastly, there's a large campaign in universities to get people to register. Okay, but in the systemic approach here is that it's not just on the day of the elections or registration. It's really awareness about public issues that drives up the interest for people to be concerned and then register to vote and then go out and vote.
But that's something interesting, no? Kasi what you mentioned was that in other countries, the political parties, political stakeholders themselves are part of the process in encouraging people to register. So in this one, dapat yan, yung mga politiko or yung tatakbo next year will be part of encouraging their supporters to register as voters, di ba? That's nice. It's nice insight. But okay, so we talked about that, no? And so, but after they register, what's the trend of voting? I mean, say in the pandemic, Talibert, in voting, how do you think will will voting be affected next year when there's a pandemic and I guess senior citizens might be afraid to vote? How do you think the turnout will be? Hello, can you hear me?
Calibrate.
A dip in the turnout. I can hear you. Can you hear me? There might
Yes.
be a
Okay.
dip in the turnout
Okay. Okay. So there'll be a dip in the turnout. Come, Louis,
because
what do you
of
think? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
vaccines.
Go
But
ahead. Sorry.
now I see that the government is also doing its best to.
Okay. So at least there's a dip, but there'll still be people who go out and vote, no? But come, Louis, what do you think of what's going to happen next year?
So,
Y-
yeah, I guess there are countries that actually experience dip in the turnout. Well, that's understandable because of the fear of
yes.
getting sick. But I would
Yes.
cite the example of, let's say, Indonesia, which had its regional elections last December, and I was
Okay.
told that the turnout even became higher. And that's the same thing in South Korea when it held its election last year, when the lockdowns started. In
Okay.
the case of South Korea, they had innovated their processes by allowing more early voting, and that was the reason for increase in turnout. And in sa Indonesia pareho lang sa atin eh. So
Okay.
ako, I think ang tingin ko naman diyan yung interest talaga ng taong bayan na bumoto.
Okay.
I think you cannot I think they will overcome COVID, no? Kaya mahalaga sa tingin ko yung talagang just to get them registered. And kagaya nga ng sabi mo kanina, I mean, there's no reason not to forgo with the elections.
Yes.
And I think to be able to realize that the government should, do everything that it can to make sure that people will feel safe when they vote.
But do you think that there are sufficient safeguards in place, or Comlex should push further to install some health protocols? Like for example, I believe now they're requiring alcohol, or siguro we have to remind people that you have to wear your face mask pa rin that time, di ba?
Probably. We do not know what's going to happen next year, no? And yeah, well, COMELEC would have to include certain procedures that would, at least ensure the voters that they're going to be safe. And from what I know, they're actually preparing for it. COMELEC is actually preparing for it, but it's not just COMELEC. I mean, vaccination is important. If
Yes,
there will be
yes,
more vaccination, then and that's not COMELEC's job actually. So it
yes.
should be a whole of nation approach in showing that we're committed to democracy, committed to regular and periodic uh, elections. So yun
Tama,
siguro
no?
yung dapat lang emphasize yung our health authorities are also will also perform very important role in making sure that the election will be safe and meaningful.
Yes. Tama. Now, so the trend in people is going, I think there will be a dip in the number of people na medyo senior citizens, but the youth voters tataas yun, di ba? So that highlights, again, the importance of the youth voters to go out and vote. This is the time na kayo yung siga, kayo yung boses nyo marinig. But, okay, sila yung siga, the youth voters ang siga. Tayo youth voters tayo noon, hindi na ngayon. But how do you empower the youth? Di ba? It's like, it's white hair. Come, Louis, how do you empower, Talibert, how do you empower the youth vote? I mean, say, what's your experience in other countries and how did they do it?
Uh, and really, the approach is to increase the awareness of the youth on public issues, and that's where we get them hooked So there are
Okay.
issues that are close to the youth. For example, Kosovo, they have a
Wait,
youth for
sorry.
education.
So you were in Kosovo. You were assigned in Kosovo. You were
No,
stationed in Kosovo.
no, I wasn't. I was elsewhere, but I was reading material from my organization
Okay.
the place where I do work in. So they have a youth for education. They were looking at the gap between education and need. So, what kind of courses do you take so that you will be in the labor market? And they were also looking at corruption in education. So, what are the insights there? The insights there is really to bring their interest level up so that they see the reason to support a candidate to go out and vote because they know what they want. They know what they want. So the key issue there is what do you want? Now, on a final
Tama.
point, and I don't, maybe this is representative of the youth. So, a number of surveys that were done elsewhere. So, ang characterization ng youth, low level of interest, high level of dissatisfaction. Okay.
Wait. Low level of interest. No, but high
Oo,
level
sa
of
public.
satisfaction.
Oo, so alam nila kung ano ang mga problema. Pangalawa, low levels of engagement in public life. So this explains why some of the youth, or majority of the youth, based on these findings, wherever the studies were, so they saw that they need to increase awareness so that they can commit. So what you
Okay.
do when you commit? So you think, you decide, right? You ask
Yes.
questions, and then you now gravitate towards, oh, ano magagawa ko? Ay, malapit ng eleksyon, kailangan kong bumoto.
Interesting. Nice insight. That's a really nice insight. Um, Question. So I believe you were in you were stationed in Afghanistan one time, right? Afghanistan. Yeah, tama. Yeah. How was it there? I mean, say, how do the people vote there? How do the people vote there? How do you encourage them there?
Okay. So you have a situation, and I will skip some of the other nuances, Goyo. But I was there 2 years ago, no, a year ago, and then what they had is a biometric voter verification. Every
Yes.
voter who comes in to vote, uh, the photo will be taken, the fingerprint will be taken, and the registration record will be taken by the biometric voter machine. And then
Okay.
once the voter has registered there, not registered, but signified himself or herself to vote, a QR code is generated and then pasted on the ballot. So what am I trying to say? Despite the lack of infrastructure in the country, they were able to leapfrog and benefit from new technology. Second, the technology there was used on purpose. The purpose was there were lots of fake ballots, ballot stuffing, that they had to find a way. How do you authenticate a ballot on the day of the elections in front of the voter and have the voter cast the ballot and see and drop it in the box? It's just like what we did a decade or 2 decades ago here. So we had a problem with counting of ballots using manual method. Took everyone almost like 13 to 16, 19 hours. And then we said, what can we do about this? We automated.
Okay.
Now, that's the quick answer to your question that the benefits of technology and how do you get people to vote is essentially the same. Political parties, civic education, voter awareness,
Okay.
especially on women, because women voters are lesser, but in terms of registration, but the turnout of women voters is very much lesser. So you can see a turnout of maybe about 13, 14% in certain areas. But this
Okay.
is normal because some tribes do not want their women to go out and vote.
Wow. Okay. But here, di ba, women are, I think, a big voting bloc in the Philippines. But I think they're even more than men, di ba?
Yes.
They are. And
Yes.
but Louis, how do you see it? How do you see it na yung sa how to empower the youth vote? How do we encourage yung kasama natin to go out and vote?
Okay, first and foremost, tiningnan ko yung status ng registration by age group. More than
Okay.
half or almost half, about half of the registered voters are below 40 years old, 39 and 18 to 39 years old. So ang
Okay.
laking kwan yon, ang laking chunk ng voting population yon.
Okay.
So I think that itself is power, because if these voters will be voting, then whoever they vote would certainly have a better chance of
Yes.
winning if they vote as a block, no? But
Yes.
I think the more important thing is that the youth, uh, many of them come from schools and university. Yung idealism nila nandun pa, di ba? So ang sinasabi
Yes.
na may tanong sa isang forum, tinanong ako, ano ba ang pwede nating i-advise? Tayong mga nakakatanda, yung may gray hair or no hair, no?
Yeah.
Pasensya na.
Tama. Yeah. Okay.
Anong may i-advise natin sa kabataan? I can flip that aside. Ano kaya ang pwedeng i-advise ng kabataan sa ating mga medyo nagkakaedad na? Kasi sometimes tayo nagkakaedad, medyo pragmatic kuno yung tingin natin. No? Iboto natin to kasi ito mas kilala tayo at mas... di ba hindi? That's not how we learn politics and ideal politics in school. And these are the things that maybe dala-dala pa ng kabataan. So we would like to listen to the kabataan in a way, no? And kagaya nga ng sabi ni Telebert, hindi yan automatic. We should encourage them. We should let them or yung kabataan itself, you continue to talk among yourselves and encourage more. Election is about numbers. Kung tatatlo lang tayong nag-uusap ng ganito, baka it might not matter much. So we have to exponentially increase people who think like you, the youth who think like you. So I'm talking to, let's say,
youth
nasa
like me.
audience natin ng mga kabataan.
Akala ko ako. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Hindi ka na kasi nagkukulay, Goyo, eh.
Kaya nga dapat I should cut my hair. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Ko lang, segue ko lang kay Louie.
Yes,
so
okay.
What we have seen in Philippines, meron kaming nakita sa survey sa study ng Democratic Insights Group na 861 positions throughout the country from district representative to Congress all the way down to city municipal councilors. Walang kalaban,
Yes.
861 positions, walang kalaban.
Wait, walang kalaban?
Concept, walang kalaban, nag-iisa lang siya. So, ang concept ko sa empowerment ng youth is to think about the contest itself.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
I think the youth should demand
Yes.
na
Yes.
bigyan mo kami ng choices, number one. Bigyan mo kami ng matitinong choices. Kasi yung perspective namin, pagka puro magaling yung kandidato, walang natatalo.
Tama.
Walang natatalo. Ang botante, everyone will win. So, apart from no contest, and you as a commissioner, you and Louie, you know that some contests are contestan lang. Diba? Basta lang magkalaban ka kasi, diba, yung iba naman, pangit mo, wala akong kalaban, sige na, lumabang ka sa akin. May drama din kasi yung ginagawa ng mga political parties. So, sa ako, ang empowerment ng voter really starts before the casting the ballot, and that the voter should be discerning. Sino ba nagbibigay sa atin ng kalaban? Sino bang tumatakbo dyan? Sino ba nagde-decide kung sinong tatakbo? Kasi pipili tayo eh. Baka may influence tayo dun sa tatakbo. Finally, ang appeal ko sa youth siguro is to communicate. Either you organize yourself, I think it's a must that you organize yourself, but communicate across society and say that we want a competitive elections. Lahat na partido, kung national party kayo, mag-field naman kayo ng candidate. National party kayo eh. Kung regional party kayo, mag-field naman kayo ng candidate sa lahat na region na hawak nyo or nasa sakop nyo. Diba? So that's the point of empowerment demand, because as Commissioner Louie said, merong numbers and the numbers will sway. Can sway.
Yes. But tama, no? You have to make sure that the people are involved in the election process, and there has to be, kung Louie, we discussed this before, there has to be choices, di ba? Parang vote wisely, choose who you vote for, pero ang kandidato pipiliin mo, isa lang talaga, di ba? So, wala kang pipiliin talaga, di ba? Maski gusto mong pumili, wala kang choice, di ba?
Oh, that is why yung aming advocacy, kasama ako ni Telebert sa Democratic Insights group ano, ang gusto naming i-focus talaga ay yung competitiveness ng election. Because
Yes.
competitive election is what the voters deserve. So, paano
Okay.
ba election kung wala ka naman magpipilian? 'Di ba? And that
Tama.
is the
Oh.
duty, we believe, of the political elites, the political parties. No, run. Lalo encourage yung mga kabataan, ang daming magagaling na mga kabataan na tatakbo, and they will make the elections competitive. Saka, yun, natural. Pag wala namang magkakalaban, paano magkakaroon ng gana bumoto? In fact, we were doing registration drive, no? Ang mga feedback na nakukuha namin sino ba naman ang pagpipilian? Dito
Tama.
naman wala namang kalaban sa bayan namin. So, to us, I think it's important to have competitive elections, yung talagang giving real options to the voters, giving them real choices is what the voters deserve, because elections
Yes.
are about choices. Diba? Pag
Exactly.
walang choices, walang real choices, hindi meaningful yung elections.
Paano kayo being choosy? Wala kang mang choice, di ba?
Exactly. So,
Tama.
that's a good, magandang kwan yun. Paano ka magiging choosy kung wala ka namang choice?
Wala
Hindi
kang choice.
choosing yun.
Exactly, di ba? So, that's good. We encourage more people to involve themselves in the electoral process, not only to vote, to register vote, but actually to jump in, no, in the process.
Yes,
And
yes.
yes. So, how do we encourage influencers to be beacons of hope? Like I mentioned kanina, no, how do we encourage people to be beacons of hope? To encourage others to be more aware of their political rights or political power. Kong Louie, I give the floor to you. What do you think?
Oh, hindi, mahirap din kasing maging preachy, lalo before the creators and influencers. Because you know these things. You interact more than us siguro, no? So we might want to return the question to you. How do you think will you be able to, how will you be able to, encourage voters to participate and even jump into the contest, diba? To make ourselves competitor. But to me, the essence of really putting substance to election is to realize and understand that elections are not so much for candidates as they are for voters. Kaya ka nga may election because you want to actualize democratic process, and actualizing it meaning giving choices to the people, diba? So elections are created for the voters, not for the politicians, diba?
But that's not the mindset of some people. The
and
mindset of people
precisely.
is that's wrong, di ba?
And that is one of the advocacies of Democratic and Insights Group, to introduce or reintroduce the paradigm of a voter-centered election. For instance, ito ang advocacy namin siguro sa members of the media. When you report, tumakbo na si ganito, nag-shift ng party si ganyan, siguro pwede yan because may soundbite yun. Siguro ang susunod na question, ano naman yan sa voters? Because that is yun naman yung yun talaga yung sustansya ng election. Kung nag-aaway yung dalawang partido, nagkakaroon sila ng factional fight, what is that to the voters? It's completely irrelevant if it's just a fight among the elites in a party, for instance, di ba? So yung istorya, yung narrative ng election should be focused on election being something that the voters are really owned. No, so probably I mean the influencers might look at that angle and perspective instead of kasi magandang manood ng boxing di ba? But
yes,
because we want to be entertained, but election is more than entertainment, being entertained. It's really choosing who will serve you. So it's from the voters perspective. Sabi ko ayaw ko maging preachy, ang dami ko sinabi pa. Pasensya na.
Sandali I have to say this many people don't even know where to begin, how to participate, di ba? So being preachy is sometimes good because you give them the direction they need. Then parang it's like a beacon, they're the beacon, di ba? So parang you will tell them, shine your light here, shine your light there. So you will give them the direction they need to be more effective. in making things better, not only for ourselves but for our loved ones, diba? Telebert, diba? What, diba?
Oh,
Go ahead, sorry.
so yeah. So I'm looking at an influencer as an influencer perspective, and I think the product of an influencer is the idea, right? It's opinion.
Okay.
It's also fact, diba? So if you are influencer, it's like a product. You have to provide value. A product that does not provide any value, the market will kill, right?
Tama.
So I would say that 2016 Philippines made a notorious mark in the globe around the world in as regards elections. So we were the first ones that were tested on this information. It's something
Yes.
that we recognize and we're doing something about it. I would say it's a relatively new growth area. I'd call it a growth area because I'm looking at market as a comparison. So if you are coming into the market and the market is well, right? Any bad product the market will kill, right?
Okay.
Any product that doesn't serve a purpose or does not provide value, the market will kill because there will be competition for good products. So if you're an influencer and you continue to dish out substandard products that are not good or lies, the
Okay.
market will eventually become intelligent and the market will reject you. So for you to be able to continue as a influencer, you have to provide good information, good thinking, your insights. People know if you're commenting, you bring people's the level of people's understanding higher than they were at the start of your discussion, for example. That's I think what is important for an influencer. Because you're providing a product, it might as well have value. But if you continue to provide a product that doesn't have any value, the market will kill you, and you will lose your influence, right? But if you
Okay.
continue to respect, parang sinasabi ni Commissioner Louis, na your product is based on your customer, right? So you give them as good information, you elevate their knowledge, and people will come back to you. You become an influencer so many times around, and you become more credible.
Ah. Galing ang insight ah. Galing yan. Actually, it gives me a different perspective ah. That tama, you sell it, you look at it from that point of view, not from the usual, di ba? Galing. I'm trying to absorb it because I'm trying to see how we can use it to fine tune the programs to encourage more people to register as voters. So there'll be so the people watching this should be the beacon of hope. And how do you see things shaping up in the last 2 months of registration? And how do you see the trend of people wanting to? Yeah, how do you see the last 2 months of registration? The trend. Come Louis, what do you think?
No, ako naman I'm confident that people will be more interested. Alam mo yung experience natin Goyo sa COMELEC, 'di ba? Yung last month and last weeks of the registration,
Yes.
yan yung dinudumog.
Yes.
So I hope it does not happen, especially in urban areas na dapat mag-register na earlier if they can, and that is what we want to happen.
Okay.
The interest will be there. That's what I want to do. So I think the ball is now in the contestants. No, give substance. You owe
Okay.
the people a good politics.
Tama.
The people
Okay.
deserve good politics from you.
And with that, that was the best way to wrap up our insightful discussion. They deserve good politics. So let's bring back my partner, Pia. San si Pia?
Hello! Hi! So of course, nandito na naman ako. Talagang nakikinig ako sa inyo. Very, very
Ganda, no? Ganda,
nakatutok
Pia,
ako sa
no?
inyo. Ang ganda. And I have to say, sa lahat ng mga nandito ngayon, count yourselves lucky kasi napakagaling nitong dalawa nating panelists and you are so lucky to be in their presence, di ba? So, and also, if you didn't catch it or you want to see it again, it's gonna be available for you to watch later on the CICP Facebook page, no? So, yeah, and I want to say, ang dami kong takeaways. Actually, pwede ko nga kung may time lang tayo. Ang sa akin is like, in such a short time, ang dami nilang nasabi, ang dami naturo, ang dami na change na mindset. And sana kayo rin, mga nanonood, no? So, gamitin nyo yan, yung power ninyo na you were in the presence of greatness na nagturo sa inyo ng totoo, di ba? Kasi kung ako, believe talaga ako sa mga tao na
telling you, it's
hindi
good.
ko naisip.
That's a good discussion.
Yeah, so welcome always new information and no to disinformation. And also talagang thank you so much talaga for enlightening all of us here.
With that,
and
Pia?
so it officially ends na carried away talaga, na carry away
because,
ako talaga.
because that was a really good. Honestly, I myself had a number of takeaways there.
Yes. Especially dun sa running post, napakalaking problema niyan, 'di ba? Yung monopoly and all of that, sa 'di ba? So sana, and also the one about the challenge to the influencers, binalik sa kanila na, 'di ba? It's a challenge to you, paano natin mapapa-register yung mga first-time registrants. And dahil 2 months to go na lang, contest ito. 'Di ba? Rise to the challenge, rise, 'di ba? And that officially ends, of course, our very engaging and informative fireside chat na madami-dami talaga tayong natututunan dito ngayong gabi. And as I said earlier, count yourselves lucky and i-share nyo to sa inyong mga kaibigan, 'di ba? And of course, comment down below also if you wanna engage.
There might be some things our panelists might want to impart with our viewers. Komlui, we'll start with you. Komlui, you want to say something?
Siguro I'll start na lang. We'll talk about our group, yung Democratic Insights Group. No, our advocacy really, as I've said earlier, is to raise awareness on develop a paradigm of a voter-centered approach in looking at election, and we also would want to promote the consciousness of making our elections more competitive. And we are willing to work with the council of influencers and creators if there's some collaboration that we may be able to do. We'll be there.
We will call
you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Delibert, last few words if you have to encourage people to register and vote.
No, thanks for having us. I think there's no substitute to get engaged in the development of our country, and the gate there for you to be able to do that meaningfully is really to get registered and you vote and vote, diba? But the empowerment doesn't start there and end there. Right now, umpisahan mo na, alamin mo na ano bang gusto kong sa aking kandidato. Ano bang issue na nakikita ko na dapat hawakan ng kandidato ko. Yun ang umpisa ng utak, ng pag-ikot ng utak. At I think that kind of mindset, especially sa influencer, will naturally draw people in. So there's a lot of takeaways from engaging yourself because you can engage others too because you do yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Komlui. Thank you, Delibert. Thank you. See you guys soon, ha? Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honor.
So, Goy.
Yes, Pina. Atin lang to.
Gusto ko sumali sa Democratics. Ayokong sabihin earlier, di ba?
Yeah.
Nahiya ako.
Ganda talaga.
Sobra. Oo. Every time we get to talk to them.
In our Tuesday show every Tuesday, we'll invite Delibert one of these days.
Yeah, because we've already had Louis and it was very interesting, insightful and all of that, diba? Pero gusto ko sumali sa Democratic Insight.
Yes.
Yun. So, and of course, before we wrap things up, let us share with you some updates regarding the CICP. Goy?
CICP updates is we would like to thank all of those who attended our last CICP town hall meeting for members. Please stay tuned for the next one in September.
Yes. And don't forget, CICP's official YouTube channel is now up. Subscribe now and watch the videos, including the recorded episodes of our past GMMs, Just search for Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines on YouTube.
Our CICP legal community is still available to take questions and consultations from members via our website, FB Closed Group, and Viber community pages. Should there be anything that our members want to consult about, not issues of the heart or matters of the heart, iba yun, just feel free to drop a message in one of our accounts or via PM or email. The CCP CLG Group team is always at your service.
And to those who have not joined CICP yet, please visit the website to get to know more about us and how to join the council. Be part of the growing family of creators, influencers, brands, agencies, and partners. Visit www.cicp.com.ph.
Wow, that was exciting. Grabe ka exciting. Magbisita ko eh. Di ba? Grabe ka excited na to sa mga updates sa mga CICP. So guys, if you're not yet a member of CICP, I encourage you to be a member now, so that you'll be able to join and enjoy CICP's member benefits like discounts, webinars given like by the country's biggest creators and influencers. So become a member now, and if you have, all you have to do is just go to the website www.cicp.com.ph and sign up.
So that wraps up our general membership meeting for the month of July. I hope everyone was able to learn a lot about voting. But syempre, I would like to give a huge shout out to CICP for allowing me to co-host with my dear friend Goy in this wonderful session, and for providing a platform where we can educate our viewers on voting. Yeah, more information.
Syempre, Pia, no, we see each other often, di ba? So it's always a pleasure. Alam mo, when we talk about what education, we talk about food. It's always fun. But this session, I would like to thank our amazing panelists, Mr. Louis Gia and Telibert Lauk, for sharing their time and wisdom. Daghang kay salamat, amping kanunay sa inyong duha.
And I'm so happy because I get to say this. Thank you, of course, always to our loyal viewers. Thank you so much for always supporting CICP. And we hope that you learned a lot this evening and had fun with us in the process as well. Huwag kalimutang mag-register to vote. Mag-register ka na to vote. And syempre, this has been Pia Magalona.
And this has been Atty. Goyo Larrazabal. See you guys next time. Don't forget, register and vote. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.